to 3B Yoga Sales Training. My name is Keenan and I am joined here with Tori, Sam, Hunter, and Megan. Today we are going to be doing a fantastic sales training on how to close memberships. Now, with this training, I want you to pay special attention to the 4 steps we're going to go over. As long as you can master these, you will be able to excel and close deals with zero problems. So first, we're going to start off with Hunter.
So the first thing we want to focus on is the relationship with our customers. So we want to talk about why relationship building is important when selling memberships. So first of all, it establishes trust between the buyer and the seller. We learn more about their goals and interests, and people value authenticity rather than curated scripts. And we want to ask open-ended questions and actively listen. So we want to be as authentic as we can and build an actual relationship. So the other thing is we want to talk about perceived value versus actual value. So we want to demonstrate why 3B yoga is going to be better than any other yoga. So why do people go to 3B over following a YouTube video or going to another studio in town? We want to be able to articulate why 3B is going to be the obvious choice. So like, what are some of the intangibles that people might find from visiting our studio? You are the expert, so demonstrate how we can meet their specific needs. And the 4 main components of our training presentation are going to cover the discovery, building value, tailoring the solution, and then closing the deal. So Tori's going to take us to the discovery portion.
So the discovery portion is a really important part because this is where you're going to get to know the customer. And a great way to remember this step is the acronym WIN. And what that stands for is wants, interests, and needs. So here are just a few examples under each category of things that you can figure out from the customer that can help you kind of categorize what their next step can be. So the first one is the wants. And some people come for increased strength, better flexibility. Sometimes they just want to have fun when they go to yoga. And then the next step is their interests. Is yoga part of their lifestyle? Is it that they're trying to have a healthier body? What kind of classes would they really like to take? Or if they're trying new things. And then the next one is needs. As I'm sure you guys are all aware, there's so many great benefits that yoga has for a body, and some needs that people go in for are poor blood circulation, better health. They want to strengthen their muscles. It's a great way to have relief over tension and stress. And once you figure out kind of what what these are for the customer, that way you can direct them into what classes to take and also lead them into the benefits of the membership. And now I'm going to turn the time over to Sam.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, and arguably those first 2 points are the most important parts of selling. Really getting to know that individual, connecting with them, and then really trying to understand what their needs are. And once we have that foundation under us and we are grounded by that, we're really able to really understand what their pain is. And that's important because, again, that need is there. You're going to take that pain, you're going to associate it with a value proposition that you at 3B Yoga have. And so a benefit that might be there for them, and really connect that pain to a solution. And so translating that information into what you learn into a personalized solution is critical at this juncture of time, for them to really be hooked and for you to provide value for them. Another point that I wanted to really bring up to you as well is embodying the consultative approach. Something that's really important is that your people are consultants, right? They're not really selling, they're telling and educating the people that come through, what 3B Yoga is all about. And so the last point is highlighting the return on investment as well. Nobody really has bought anything without understanding the value and what's in it for them. And so people who need to sell within your organization, those receptionists and other people, it's important to understand the ROI of all the things that pertain to all benefits 3B Yoga. Keenan's gonna talk a little bit more about tailoring the solution and closing the deal.
Perfect. So like he mentioned, I'm going to cover tailoring the solution. This part right here is where we're really going to pull out everything that we've done in the discovery phase. We should really have already found out why that customer's walking through the door, what they're looking to get from the yoga. And so during the discovery, we should have found out all those crucial details. And this step is all about tailoring the product directly to those details that we have found out. Tailoring the product to the customer's wins will help us build immense value. As we approach the close, we really need to ensure the value is as high as possible. So just a quick example, you find out that the customer is coming into yoga to reduce stress and anxiety. So how can we tailor that information into our close to help build that value and close the deal? Last step is closing the deal. Now, this step right here is probably the single most important, and it's something that can be really nerve-wracking for you to do. But as you practice closing the deal, as you do it more often, you're going to become more comfortable with it until it is nothing, until you're able to continuously close every single customer that walks through that door. Now, during this step, we are going to guide the customer into the best plan for them and get them to sign up for the membership. If you have done the previous steps correctly, the value should already be high and the close should be easy because the customer is excited to sign up for our incredible packages. Now, it's really important to look for buying signs that tell us the customer is ready for us to close the deal. These can be questions the customer asks us, like how much is the package or how do I sign up? Now, remember, when you are going for the close, it's important that you know that the absolute worst thing that can happen is that they say no. You should try to close every new customer that comes through the door. Now, finally, we're going to wrap it up with Megan, and she's going to go over being in unison.
Great, thank you. So I'm gonna kind of talk about why it's important that we are doing this, and hopefully it'll kind of improve culture within the yoga studio. But if we can take this training that we've learned and adapt it to, what we're actually doing, trying to sell memberships, kind of the purpose of it is for teachers and receptionists to be on the same page, for everyone to be using the same terminology. This will reduce confusion, hopefully reduce the amount of questions and any problems that are going on, in hopes that this will kind of create an open door policy for managers to teachers to receptionists to all be able to be open with each other and ask, if there is additional questions they have that they can ask them. And then also to have easy access to these trainings. We want, if someone does have a question or is confused about something, they will be able to pull up this training or access these slides again. So. And then another big key is we need to be having constant trainings. If we just give this training, one time on, the day they're hired and whatever it is, then they're just going to forget it in the next couple weeks, couple months. So it's important that we are giving trainings or at least adapting trainings in the future to, what's going on, because things evolve, obviously, and new things get added in, new people come in, that kind of stuff. So it's important that we are having trainings as often as possible. You need to explain the why pretty clearly. If you don't understand why you're doing this, then there's no purpose to doing this and there's no motivation behind it. But hopefully, having this training and understanding, why it's important we're selling these yoga memberships, it'll improve productivity and profit. It'll retain employees for longer. It'll improve people's confidence, especially in the closing process, because we know that's kind of the hardest part. And then obviously communication will improve. So from there, I'll let Sam take it over and close us.
Perfect. So yeah, this is I'm going to end with a little acronym that can kind of go back to building value. It's called MEDIC. This is a tried and true acronym that's used in the industry for sales, and it's something that can really be easy for your people to incorporate and utilize on a day-to-day basis. So M is metrics, E is economic buyer, D is decision criterion process, I is identify pain, and C is competition. I want to kind of focus on that last part. I really do think it's important to understand differentiators, what really sets you guys apart, as a studio from other studios, and kind of go from there. But just wanted to add that little, that acronym to building value.
Now, at this point, that we've all had a chance to really dive over that sales training, now is the time for you to ask your manager or supervisor any questions that you have. Don't be hesitant. There's a lot to learn in this, but remember, with practice, you will be able to successfully close memberships.